Hi, my name is Roxanne, and I'm Serena's mom. And Serena's said, could she make a video and put it on her channel or not? And I said, yes, I'll make a video that says, I believe you. It wasn't until maybe about 5 years ago that Serena told me when she was at her dad's house, he would leave her home alone. She and I were goofing around, and we went into a Brookstone store. And there was a fancy wine bottle opener, and she knew how to operate it. And I'm like, how do you know how to do that? And she said, oh, my dad had one of these. And I'm like, okay. And she said, when he would leave me home alone, I would open up his bottles of wine, and then it would like put soap in there or something, and then I would recork them. And I'm like, when he left you home alone? And she said, oh, yeah, about that. He used to leave me home alone. And so I just had her expand on that. And she told me some pretty funny stories. And funny being that made it clear it made sense because I knew she would come home in weird shape after she would be there. And of course, her dad would say then, and to this day, he's done everything perfect. He's done everything right. He's just amazing. I think Serena could not have done anything more right than what she did. I am so glad she messed with stuff in his house. I am so glad she messed with his wines. I'm so glad she messed with his pharmaceuticals. I'm so glad she rifled through his personal belongings, found medical records that belongs to strangers. I'm so glad she drove his BMW downstairs in the downstairs parking lot. She said it was like 3 inches or something. She's like, "What's that this for?" She was like 7, whatever. I'm really glad she did that stuff because it looks, in hindsight, it looks like that's what got her kicked out of going over to his house. After he left that place, he moved out of there. He bought himself a house in Chino Hills and never invited her back over. I don't know why he moved out of there. I do know why he moved out of there. Let's talk about why Reynaldo moved. So he stopped inviting her over to Chino Hills. When he lived in that condominium, she would also go across the hall to the neighbor's house. It wasn't directly across, but if he had this unit, there was a senior citizen lady over here because I'd been over there. And she had a mat and it had a picture of a couple Malteses. So Serena would go in her little pajamas and she'd go knock on the old lady's door. And the lady would invite her in and she'd play with the dogs and the lady would feed her cookies. And then Serena would traipse back over to Reynaldo's apartment. So all that's well and good. So I think that's why Reynaldo left. Social disgrace. His neighbors started to realize that that little girl that's home alone is connected with that place. So social disgrace takes him back to his previous move. So after he and I divorced, he took the family home. And he was redoing it. And so you think that he was going to stay there. Like this was his trophy. He won the family home and he was making all these like fancy upgrades. Well, so Serena had a playmate across the street. And so one day Hannah came over with her brother Jacob and they were playing in the house and they were unsupervised. And Jacob, this is what I hear in latter day. I didn't hear this one for years either. But Jacob was bounding across the furniture. And so one time he missed. And he landed on the glass coffee table and he busted through and he ran out the door. He ran home bleeding. And so then I think Serena could tell you the story more. I think Reynaldo emerged and said what happened. And then Hannah split too. And so here comes Bartman's, right? Here comes Mr. Bartman. Bang, 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 bang on the door. And then where's Dr. Nava? Hiding in the back room. Says he has a headache. Says he can't talk. Anyway, but the mom comes in and she's like, that's okay. I'll go find him. And she does. So social disgrace. So he moved from Radford from social disgrace. He left Pasadena from social disgrace. And now he's in a private gated community where I think he doesn't allow anybody in. So he doesn't risk that social disgrace. Okay. So I have asked Serena to write to the bar. Now, after she told me that she was left home alone, I wrote a postcard to the senior citizen lady to ask, what was your experience of this? And I put a postcard so that if she didn't live there, somebody could write back to me. And sure enough, she didn't write back to me. That the people that wrote back said they bought it from her or her estate or whatever, and that she'd gone to assisted living. So that would be one form of collaboration. So I'll ask Serena to write to the Bartmans and ask them what was their experience. Was their child left unattended? Did he get injured? What do the Bartmans remember about the broken table incident? Okay. Thank you so much.